Happy Tuesday. Over the past 30 days, between brands that I own personally, publicly, and privately, and brands that I operate within and help out with, I have grossed a little bit over $100,000 in revenue. And while each of these brands are in different niches selling to different ICPs, they have one thing in common. The one thing that drowns most brands, and that is margins. The margins are healthy. We are profiting. That is very, very, very important. So in this video, I figured why not do another mock brand little speed run and explain how to sell something for a bunch of money. It is very, very important. Again, this is a mock brand. I'm not actually going to run this. So if you want to take this idea, go for it. So I did very, very minimal market research because again, I'm not actually selling this, but I did establish that crescent bags are popular. People love them. People specifically girls. So I went ahead and I found some content to use. I found an actual product listing. I made a little logo here. And of course I imported the product. We just need to add some photos, and I have an ICP breakdown, which I will go through in a second. Also, if you do not know what an ICP is, I'm going to explain it to you, because if you do not have one, you're not going to make any money. Respectfully, you're not going to make any money. It is very, very important. So the first kind of lesson I want to move to is why I picked this listing in particular, because if you were to look up, I think I already actually just looked it up. Yeah, crescent handbag here. You'll be met with a lot of listings, some a lot cheaper than this one. So why go with this one? And first lesson, and this might be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, is that e-commerce is a business. It's not a side hustle. It's not a method. Therefore, finding the 99-cent bags is not always the best moves, or else you're going to be drowning in refunds and returns, and you might end up losing more than you make after the fact, which is really, really, really annoying. So I went ahead, did my research, and I found a bag at a reasonable price with very, very good reviews. This seems extremely quality. Now, for the purpose of this video, we're going to be focusing on the white variant in particular, but that is why I chose this listing in particular. Now, ICP. What is an ICP? An ICP is an ideal customer profile, and you should have one for every single product. If you do not, you're not playing the game correctly. This is a business. You need to have a business plan for every single product. I know you see people on YouTube, like the platform you're on right now, rip 20 products a week. Let me just spam test and want to work. Sure, that's possible. But my question for you is, do you want to do this long term? If you do, you need to get the fundamentals down. One of those being developing an ICP, which isn't very hard. You can use GPT for a lot of it. An ICP is just understanding who you're trying to sell to. This is going to mold how you write copy, how you make images, the certain aesthetic of your store. And all you have to do is make a prompt like this. So I went ahead and made this brand name here, Janyo. And I said, making a brand called Janyo Handbags, selling luxury crescent handbags, want to have a high perceived value, ICP breakdown. And I went ahead and gave me gender, ages, incomes, locations, and lifestyles, which is what you need. This is a C4 tropical tundra frost. That's what I'm drinking. Figured I'd tell you guys. But yeah, it kind of broke down psychographic traits, behavioral patterns, and this is all extremely important. This is quite literally telling you how to write your copy. It is extremely important, and you need to have this down. You absolutely need to. So that is step one, having an ICP. Before you do anything, develop an ICP. We have done this very simply. We have our overview. We're going to refer to this throughout this entire video. Second is going to be photos. Now we have our listing here, and I want to sell this for $80. How in the world are we going to sell this $14 handbag for $80? Perceived value. If you don't know what perceived value is, it is essentially how expensive your stuff looks. Does this make sense that it is priced at $80? Does the customer see the price and think, yeah, honestly looks like it? Or do they think, $80? These pictures suck. This does not look quality. I'm not paying $80. Most people don't purchase not because they don't have enough money, but because they don't want to spend that amount of money with you. So you have to make them spend that amount of money with you by making them understand that this stuff is so good, the quality is so good, that they will not get it unless they front this money. Very, very important. So we are going to be working with a perceived value of around $80 for this video. Enough yapping. Images, obviously I'm going to be using GPT, and this should be fairly simple. So I'm going to scroll down and get some reference images. This product has a lot of awesome images already to use, but of course, we're going to make them better. So let's go ahead and take this white handbag and give GPT a very simple prompt. I'm going to say, this is the product. I need a beautiful, high perceived value main product photo. Designer, luxury, with Genial handbags engraved on the floor in front of the product. A lot of people don't know you can just engrave your logo with GPT on the floor. A lot of people are against engraving it onto the product. I kind of agree with. You don't want the customer to receive something that isn't what they ordered. So a safe way to kind of go ahead about branding an image is by engraving your logo or your brand name on the floor in front of it. I've found that to be a super cool look. So we're gonna let this generate, then I'll come back because it usually takes a second. All right, we have the GPT images done. Let me show you guys what I did. So first, I already kind of gave you guys a breakdown of this prompt. It gave us this. I said, great, can you regenerate the engraving? It looks bad because it looked bad. Then it went ahead and regenerated this, and this looks incredible. This is going to be our main product photo. Then I gave it this reference photo, and I said, can you take this and recreate it in the same room last pic you generated was in? Premium high quality. It's very important that all of your product photos have the same sort of vibe. It looks like they were shot in the same studio, and the lighting is off. It's darker here. We're going to edit that in post. But it made this. I ended up not having this engraving in the final image. You'll see that in a second. Then I gave it this very important mechanism shot, and I said, replicate this mechanism shot with the white bag. Same color background as the other images, and it gave me this, which is awesome. We're going to edit this a bit, though, to make it a square, which I kind of already did. Now give me a white bag version of this, showing off the insane material. Gave it this. We do not want the engraving here. We're going to edit that out. But I put all these into a Canva project, and I did a bit of editing already. So I turned this mechanism shot into a perfect square by separating the two and just kind of messing with the cropping a bit to make it look good. Now this is completely random, so we're going to go ahead and magic erase this text because we do not need it here. I could have done both at once. Or no, I couldn't. This is a separate image, it's not showing. But it'll erase this. My PC's moving slower than me today. Any day now. There we go. All right. Second picture, magic erase. Let's do this, and erase. Then we'll have a near perfect shot. Boom, this picture is done. This one's done as well, looks nice. Then we need to erase our engraving here. So let's go ahead and get rid of this, erase. Perfect. All right, now we got to do some color editing, because if we were to do a little zoom out here, you'll notice that the colors are close, but they're a little bit off. The first and the last match. They're both very bright, but these two are not. So how do we fix that? Let's go ahead and copy this, bring it back up to, once this room is back, we'll be able to see where to put it. So around right here, nice. And then we're going to mess with the white lights of the background to attempt to make it match a little bit better. So I want saturation to be off a little bit, brightness here, contrast, we can mess with it, kind of reference this. So that's pretty much a perfect match. Man, I don't know why I give this out for free. I'm literally handing you guys free sauce. This is unbelievable. This has a bit of a yellow tint, so we're gonna fix that. If I just turn the temperature down the slightest bit, that's gonna get rid of that tint. And then of course brightness, make this a bit more apparent, but this is looking good, this is looking good. This is a little more yellow than I want it to be. I wish I would have just waited to duplicate these until after I did this, but we'll do it for each. Go ahead and remove the background in this picture, and then it's going to allow us editing access to this back image, which same thing, temperature down, saturation, trying to match this top picture here. About right there, looks nice. This one, same thing, remove background, or you need to make a copy, and then remove background. So we can mess with that first layer right here. And then same thing, temperature down, saturation down, brightness up, and let's get as close to the other as we can. This looks good. Boom, and then this of course is normal. So now, I want you guys to go back in the video, look at that before and after. Now we have the same aesthetic for all of these, and these are going to be our 4 product photos. Now we're going to be using Atlas AI for our website, and that requires 2 product photos to generate your website. So that's why we went ahead and made 4. But this is going to download, and we're going to import it into Atlas. I'm going to show you guys how incredibly easy Atlas is to use. It is my favorite store builder by far. It is absolutely incredible. I've used a lot of AI store builders in the past, and there is not one like this. I've promoted it in past videos, and I will continue to promote it as long as I use it. I have a supplement brand that I'm currently using Atlas to host, and it's done well over 5 figures, so $10,000 in the past couple weeks, just using Atlas. Just incredible. But we're gonna go ahead and import these. Boom, it's already in a half decent order. We might switch it up a little bit later, but then we're gonna go ahead and go to our Atlas app. And I'm gonna show you guys the magic. Watch this. Watch how incredible this is. Shopify. This is my product. Add. Now we just wait. And just like that, our store is generated. This is absolutely incredible. I mean, it always is. I say this every video that I use Atlas, but it's just incredible. Of course, I'm always going to be an advocate for going in and making your own changes, but it gives you a nice little color palette to choose from. I'm going to stick with soft clay because obviously that matches our product, and you can edit everything in here if you want. I don't like doing that. I like clicking launch your store and then editing it inside of Shopify just because that's what I'm familiar with, but you can quite literally do everything inside of this immediately. But I'm going to go inside the Shopify editor and mess with everything. All right. This is our Shopify editor. And yeah, it's just like a normal Shopify store now. You can edit whatever you'd like. So we're going to be very, very focused on the product page, since that is what you should be linking most of your advertisements to. So already looking very good, but I've said this before, I'll say it again. The way that I start when it comes to editing websites is not by figuring out what should I add, what do I need, it's rather what do I not need. And there are a lot of sections that I don't prefer having on a website. I'm not a big fan of the scrolling sections. There's really no reason for that. I just don't like the way they look. They're not necessary. I delete everything that scrolls, but I like all of this. I love these percentage bars here. I don't think this is necessary, but I'm going to keep it for now. I think we may have enough images to fill this. Need a comparison table. Love that. Absolutely always love this section. What I do is I do not like the like fade bars here. I do remove those and just have this, just personal preference. This is a really cool like space section, but again, just not my thing. And then I gotta have the reviews. You can have this, gotta have the guarantee, FAQ, looking good. So that is what I always do first, is I think, what can I delete? Second thing we need to do is a logo. Now on Atlas, your header bar here comes in a certain color. I like always changing this back to white so that my logo fits. I actually need to download the logo. I'll do it like this. I will screenshot it. I think I already have a file named handbag logo, so let me go handbag logo 2. Now we can import our logo, right? Where is it at? Did I not save? I think I already saved it yesterday. Was it as purse? Yeah, okay. That works too. Purse logo. Import our logo. Very, very simple logo. Not overthinking it at all, but it fits the overall vibe of the store, which is nice. So almost immediately our perceived value is lining up with the rest of the site. The colors are nice. The product photos are absolutely incredible. Very professionally set up here. I mean, look at this picture. It's awesome. They're all the same general vibe. And this already looks like something that would be $80. Now, the next thing we have to figure out is the copy. How are we going to tailor the copy? This is something nobody thinks about at all. And it's probably holding you back from conversions, or even your first conversion if you haven't made any money at all. And this is where we have to refer back to the ICP. So we look at the ICP here and we have to understand who we're selling to. Predominantly female, of course, ages 24 to 39. 100K plus annual income or perceived high disposable income, credit driven or status driven spending. So that's basically saying people who make a lot or people who want to pretend like they make a lot. We're going to go very like NYC, LA, Miami kind of vibe, and social media, social media people who are on social media a lot. So our copy is going to be tailored around social media, around women, obviously, and around wanting to be seen, basically, just wanting to impress other people. Now, I'm not saying if you use a store builder like Atlas, you absolutely have to rewrite all the copy, but rather you should go in and just change the sentences up, because it does I'm not gonna lie, it does a pretty good job at getting the ICP down with little to no prompting, but you definitely need to go in and change things around. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple examples of that. Let's go ahead and start with the benefits here. So again, with these, I personally only like having 3. I think 5 is too much. So I'm going to get rid of the last 2. So I'm just gonna get rid of this one and then get rid of, where's the icon at? There we go. Get rid of that. Then I'm gonna get rid of this one. So now I have 3. Okay. So let's go with what Atlas says: effortless elegance and functionality. but let's try to change it up a bit if we can, referring back to our ICP. So what would our ICP like to hear? Well, they would like to hear effortless elegance and functionality, so we don't have to change it up too much, but I think we can change the word elegance to something a little bit more urban. Something like effortless attention. They want attention. Effortless attention and functionality. But attention and functionality don't really go hand in hand, do they? But I do want to highlight the functionality, so I think I'm going to go effortless style and functionality. That makes sense. Then on the second one, perfect for busy lifestyles. This makes absolutely no sense. Have to change this up a little bit. Perfect for perfect for, I'll do perfect for social events. That fits our ICP. Chic design for every occasion. That's kind of what we're saying, so I'm gonna go ahead and redo this one entirely. I'm gonna say nah, you wouldn't do it like that. I want this, but obviously more professionally typed out. So I'm gonna say can type. Yeah, my GPT has this bug where it just has this icon and I can't generate unless I refresh it. This camera's about to die. It's at 7%. I need to hurry. There we go. This one's good. It's not too long, not too short. Gonna remove the long dash and go ahead and replace it. Epic Games. I clicked the Epic Games hotkey. Oh man. Notice and remembered. That's clean. I like that. Now this does have a period and these two do not have a period, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure the grammar is in line. Boom, boom. Nice, nice. Looks cool. This one looks to have space. Alright. Sick. So that is kind of how we've tailored the already given benefits to our ICP. Fairly simple, right? Let's go ahead and scroll down a bit. Elevate your style, simplify your day. I'm going to keep the first one and again, I'm just going to go with like super. I'm actually going to elongate this. Now I could say draw attention everywhere you go, but I really feel like, can I increase the size of this a bit? Yes. I like this. I could say draw attention everywhere you go, but I'm trying to relate to the ICP more. Social media influencer, urban lifestyle, money, airplanes, flights, traveling, getting flown out. So I'm saying draw attention everywhere you travel. Just slightly tweaking that to relate to the ICP a bit. Transform your routine, transform your, again, look relating to the ICP. With this, every instance of the word this or our product, replace this with your brand name. Very, very important. So change the wording up a bit. Yep. Transform your look as Janelle. Our chic handbag balances elegance and practicality. Effortless organization. We're going to change organization, very important, to attention. Achieve effortless attention while looking fabulous, wherever life takes you. This is good. So you see what I'm doing? I'm not rewriting. I'm not rewriting all the copy. I'm just tweaking it. That's all you really have to do. Effortless. Change effortless to just something, just a buzzword that relates to who we're trying to sell to. Designer style for your busy life. Busy does not have to do with our ICP at all. I need to find a better word to use. Brand driven, identity shopper, luxury wearer, travel focused, aesthetic. Okay, there we go. This is how you speak to them. Day, step into your day radiating confidence. Change confidence to luxury and style with everything you beautiful at your fingertips. Compliments and elevate your look. Also elevate your life with this indispensable accessory and handbag. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, again, need to follow my own rule. With our, I spelled that wrong. With our genial handbag. You know what? Let me change this up, make it even better. Your new genial handbag. Cool. A lot of the benefits you can just leave the same. Fashion revolution. That makes no sense. Let me see. Join the. I want to change the word. I'm gonna do design revolution today. Instantly stylish. So yeah, I love stuff like received endless compliments. That is absolutely fantastic. I choose our handbag, of course. You can find things like my store, and then others. But we're to change a few of these. So effortless organization. I'm gonna change this to affordable designer quality. Timeless designs, fine. Actually, I'm gonna change timeless to aesthetic just because I don't think people care about timeless. Our ICP does not care about timeless for sure. High quality fabrics, fine. Stylish versatility is fine. Comfortable carry is important. This is all good. Why choose our handbag? See what we have to change here. I already told you a little bit earlier in the video. Why choose a genial handbag? Brand name. No instances of the word this or our being used. With our handbag, nope. Genial handbag, very important. All right, looking good. I'm gonna get rid of this section just because I feel like we've covered almost every benefit. Of course, reviews. Boom, boom, boom. I love this, love this, love this. Dude, I'm like speedrunning this shit against actual time right now. 5% camera battery. Can we get it done? All we have to do is the media, and then that's it after we finish this copy. Effortless style meets everyday function. This can be better. Effortless. I like effortless style meets designer quality. I'm really going heavy on affordable designer stuff here. Disorganized bags, calling busy life. That is not why they're buying. Frustrated with quality. Low quality items claiming to be designer. Experience the perfect blend of elegance, practicality. Nice. Looks good. 4%. Countdown from 4%, boys. Can we do it? All right. This is cool. Cool. Reviews are nice. Media, because we do not want to repeat images. What do we do for media? While we use GPT for these pictures, when selling something like a handbag, it's different from a supplement. Lifestyle images are important. You want the customer to kind of visualize how they're going to look with your bag. Lucky for us, there are some incredible images for us to use here. We just need to make some edits in Canva. If you guys don't have a Canva project for all of your products, you need to. It's very, very important. So I'm going to do this, but I don't like a couple things about this. I do not like the white lines, and I do not like the quality. So we're going to get rid of the white lines by making some duplicates and then isolating them like this so that we can do this. And all of a sudden, magically, there are no, oops, wrong layer. This one, then this one, yes. All of a sudden, there are no white lines. So that is picture number 1. And then we'll go ahead and this one can genuinely just be copied here. So just give it a random file name. And then we will go ahead and make that this image here. The quality is already nice, so we're gonna use that. But this is a heavy hitter, it's a nice image. It's just the quality's terrible, so I'm gonna show you guys how to upscale that in just a second. But this image looks great, it is of quality. If you guys want a high perceived value, please be very, very, very specific with the kind of quality that you use in your photos. You do not want to use low quality images at all. So we're going to do the same thing here. Just copy it. Copy image, new Canva page, boom, boom. And then this one's going to need quite the upscale. I don't actually know if this is savable. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe just this one picture is. One downside of using AliExpress is just how low quality everything is. Okay, this doesn't even show the bag. This picture kind of sucks, not gonna lie. So we're gonna go ahead and upscale this, page 6. Dang, I did 1 and 6, that's annoying. I use a, okay, 6, put it here. I use an app called Upscale. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. It's free to use. Just download it from Google. Very good. So we're gonna select our image, 6, boom, 2x, upscale. And we're gonna let Upscale do its thing. While it does its thing, we're gonna go back to the website and establish what we need to do. Of course, here you'd kind of design your offer. I can make a separate video on offers if you guys want. This video is just kind of about how to build a high perceived value media package for your website. But offers are also obviously crucial. As you can see, this picture is now of higher quality. Her nose looks funny. Man, that's annoying. I might... Your attention to detail has to be so specific. Alright, and I think for our second picture, we're going to be using this one. Looks very, very nice. I experimented with this transparent one, but it's not looking too great. Don't forget you can also do transparent images on Shopify. They do support that. And if applicable, it can look very, very nice. So this one has a white outline that we do not want. So I'm going to fix that in Canva really quickly. Here and here. This page 6. That to download and then replace it. A lot of the better pictures are of the black variant. So if I was actually going to turn this into a brand, I would of course be selling all the colors. The more variety, the better. Just setting up all those variants and all the pictures, it would waste your guys' time and it would waste my time as well. So I just picked white for showcasing purposes. But lifestyle photos are very, very, very crucial throughout the website. I'm gonna get rid of this section. I feel like it just doesn't flow properly. Okay. Okay, now I don't like that these two sections are so close just because they're the same color. I'm gonna move this entire section up a row, right here. This, yes, much better. It kind of breaks up the texture. A lot of people don't kind of remember that your website has flow. Very, very important. If there's too much text for a certain portion of your website, it's not going to look great at all. It should be broken up frequently by images. So image, a lot of text, another image, text, text, image. I believe this image was below. Not only would there be too much text, but it would also be so close to this guarantee section, which is the same dark color. And this being pinned in between it does not look too great. I also just noticed that my background is a slight off-white color, which is hard to see in my monitor. And I prefer a solid white color. Dang, this is bugging out on me right now. Okay. Nice. Solid white, in my opinion, is much, much better. Alright, looking good. We need one more for the guarantee. This is a beautiful picture of the white variant to use. Let me go ahead and save it. Wonderful image here. Again, it has that stupid white upper and lower. That's so annoying. Go ahead and put that here, page 7. 7, done, download. And then have that be here. Done. Sweet. That looks so good. That matches the colors like perfectly. So already we're doing good. Now I do really, really like the look of this. I would be totally okay with setting up a part 2 video with kind of like pricing, how to price, because this isn't really about price. This is more around how to model your media for a super high perceived value. Being able to sell something like this for this price point. And the only way to do that is, of course, by high quality images and text or copy tailored to an ICP, which you have to develop before you begin selling. But yeah, I'd be okay with making a part 2, I think, with kind of how to finish things up. Because of course, this is only one piece of the puzzle. Creatives are another thing. I can make a creative video if you guys want me to, and your offer is extremely important. I would probably have bundles for this product, although it's a handbag, so bundles wouldn't make too much sense, but I believe I can make something pretty cool work. There's a lot of room for this offer, especially with a margin this big. A lot of room to mess around with the offer. But as far as margins, you have to make sure all of your websites are of this quality. You need to be very, very strict with the quality of your images. They need to look like this. If they do not look like this, you're not going to be able to sell at a high price. A lot of you guys are trying to sell something with stock images on the product page, or images that are low quality and you know they're low quality, but you're like, it's fine. Nobody's going to notice. I promise you, even if it's subconsciously, people do notice, and it does really matter. Like, it really, really matters. I have found that the biggest changes I've seen overnight in stores is, let's say I'm working in a store and it doesn't perform. What can I do, or what do I do to make it perform overnight? The only real magic answer to that is by sitting on my PC and breaking down every pixel on my website and just trying to pick it and make it absolutely perfect. Every single just element on my website, I'll sit and I will pick everything apart. And I will, if anything's pixelated, I'll fix it. If I don't like an image, I'll get rid of it. I'll make a new one. If I feel like my copy's off, I'll change it. If I don't like the color of the sold out button, I'll change it. And I found that all of these little things being fixed usually make a difference. The difference is not in the big things that everybody notices. It's in the small things that people subconsciously notice. You'd be extremely surprised. Alex Hormozy said it's not about a silver bullet, it's about 1,000 golden BBs or 100 golden BBs, one of the two. But that is seriously how converting websites work most of the time. It is really about golden BBs, not a silver bullet. The little details are extremely important. If you want to sell at this price point, you have to have media that reflects that price point. You have to have copy that makes sense, that is tailored to the type of person who can afford that price point. It cannot be basic, and you have to really pay attention. This is a business model. It's not a game. It's not a method. It's not easy. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your entire life. I guarantee it. It's going to give you a headache, but if you approach it properly, it can be fun. This is how you should do it. Let me know if I should make a part 2 in the comments, but this is kind of how I would set up the media for a product like this. Thank you guys for watching so much, and have a good rest of your night. Peace.